Yo, what is going on, you guys? Bastion Yugioh here, and today I'm coming at you with my updated Blue Eyes 3 structure deck profile for you guys. Now, I just was able to pick up the structure deck a little bit late, I know, guys, but I want to go ahead and make sure I got this out to you guys as soon as I possibly could. This deck is absolutely insane, really good, and for the value you get for 3 structure decks, it is phenomenal. Now, please make sure this deck, hold up before you buy it, this deck has been actually scalped by a lot of people who are trying to sell it to you for like 20 bucks per piece. I really think that's a bit much for the deck, considering the MSRP is probably gonna be like 12 bucks for it. So I'll probably get the whole thing for like 35 bucks, just to give you guys a quick heads up on that one. So 36 bucks, all you need to have a competitively viable deck. This is absolutely an amazing structure, which gets you a lot of a very strong engine, a very strong deck, and extremely good non-engine as well. So we're gonna go ahead and get all into that, guys, but let's get into the profile first, and we'll go over the card by card real quick so you guys see what the deck looks like. Now, if you guys are going to be playing just the pure structure deck version, no Primites, no invocations, no nothing crazy, this is going to be one of the best lists you could possibly play. Start off with 3 copies of Blue Eyes White Dragon. Now, this does go to 2 if you guys are playing the Primite version, just because you want to make sure you're obviously not breaking on this beautiful artwork for the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Now, personally, my favorite artwork is the one from the anime, from the original ones, but that's just me personally. So I will probably be switching this out. It's probably the only card I'll be switching out of the entire structure deck, but everything else is going to stay the same, guys. 3 copies of Blue Eyes White Dragon. 3 copies with Sage with Eyes of Blue. This card is full combo, searches you any level 1 light tuner, which you use to search Effect Veiler. But primarily, you can also use to search the Maiden of White, the brand new ultra rare coming out of the structure deck. This card is absolutely phenomenal. Really good card. Basically, you can go ahead and dump it from your hand to set the True Light Trap card from your deck or hand onto the field face up, in face up position that we can already activate its effects. Really amazing access. Also special summon itself from the graveyard if you have into a special summoning Blue Eyes White Dragon, so really good. And for the last level 1, I do like to play 1 copy of the White Stone of Legend, just for that additional sense of consistency. We're going to be shuffling back the Blue Eyes a decent amount in this deck, so making sure that we have a way to search it is really good. Also, you just need an additional normal summon in the deck, which the deck is essentially lacking, which is where the Primate engine really comes into play, adds a lot of consistency to the deck. So really want to make sure you're just adding a little bit more consistency to it, which means we're playing 3 copies of Neo Kaiser Seahorse. This is a really slept on card out of the new structure deck. Says if you control a Blue Eyes White Dragon, you can special summon this card from your hand, and you can target 1 light tuner you control, increase its level by 1 if you want to. Completely optional. But more importantly, it says if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can send 1 Blue Eyes monster or 1 monster that matches Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck to the graveyard. So really amazing card. This card is also a 1-card combo in and of itself, similar as to with Sage, but Sage gets you Maiden, which is the better starter, but Kaiser is still going to get you a lot of follow-up and a really good board as well. For a structure deck variant, normal summon this, go into a link 1, and you pop off from there. Searches, this sends, you're already gaining so much more advantage that way as well. For the last monster we play, for the engine, we play 1 copy of Blue Eyes Jet Dragon. We are going to need to have some type of way to out-detonator, guys, or just big monsters in general, and Blue Eyes Jet Dragon is a phenomenal way to do it. Being able to protect your other cards, since they can't be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, so pretty much have your opponent has to pop a detonator, and then if the detonator is destroyed, it gets to go ahead and special summon back. So really good, really amazing card. On to the spells. Onto spells, guys. 3 copies of Wishes for Eyes of Blue. 3 copies of Roar of the Blue Eye Dragons. These cards are phenomenal. Really great. So Wishes for Eyes of Blue is a card you're going to be searching off of the, what's it called? Off of the True Light, primarily. In which this lets you discard 1 card to add a level 1 tuner, as well as any spell trap that mentions the Blue Eyes White Dragon. So obviously really good right off the bat, but also has a secondary effect where you can banish it from the graveyard to equip a Blue Eyes card, a Blue Eyes monster from your extra deck as an equip spell to a Blue Eyes White Dragon, which is really good because it helps you get additional interruption into your graveyard if you're linking stuff up. And I'll show you guys what I mean here in a second. And then Roar, I do like to play a lot just because you are going to be getting that additional special summon of Blue Eyes White Dragon, and we want to make sure we're able to maximize as much as possible. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this, put it to the side. 3 copies of Ultimate Fusion. This I really like in the deck. Ultimate Fusion is fantastic card, and one of the cards I think is pretty slept on as well. So Ultimate Fusion, during the main phase, you can fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck that mentions Blue Eyes White Dragon or Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon as materials by shuffling the materials mentioned from your hand, field, or graveyard into the deck. Then you can destroy cards your opponent controls up to the number Blue Eyes White Dragon and Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon used from the field as material. So an insanely powerful card, because in this deck, special summons Blue Eyes White Dragon obviously extremely easily, and then having this to just be able to pop cards your opponent controls is extremely strong as well. I really like that additional sense of interruption that you're going to be getting, plus getting a fusion summon onto the field by shuffling cards back into the deck, which of course means you're not going to be losing on any advantage. And then of course the 1 brick of the deck, which is the Mausoleum of White, which obviously you're going to be searching this with your Link 1, which is going to be really good for you. So this gets you a Blue Eyes White Dragon into the graveyard, plus gets you additional normal summon for a level 1 light tuner in addition to your normal summon. So really good to have that as well, guys. Let's just go into amazing combos as well. Next, for the last trap cards, we're going to play 2 Majesty of the White Dragons and 1 True Light. True Light is a fantastic card and really the main reason why the deck really works with Maiden. So True Light is really good because it has two effects you can use, right? You can either special summon Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand or from your graveyard, which you have plenty of ways. Mausoleum with Kaiser to go ahead and get the foolish white dragon, the Blue Eyes White Dragon into the graveyard. So let's special summon it from your graveyard, that way you unclog your hand or your graveyard depending on where it's at. And then you can set a spell trap card for your deck that mention Blue Eyes White Dragon with a different name to the cards you control and in your graveyard. So having that diversity in trap cards, spell cards is really good, but True Light is fantastic. It's you that guaranteed interruption. And then Majesty of White Dragon is a really good card. I think just 2 of is just fine. I tried playing it at 3, but the issue was I kept clogging on this card, which is still a phenomenal card. It basically says show 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons in your up to 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons in your hand, face up monster zone and or graveyard, destroy numbers your opponent controls, and the number of cards your opponent controls equal to that amount. And then you can manage this card from your graveyard to ritual summon a ritual monster. That's more if you're playing the Chaos Max variant. I don't like that variant because ritual summoning, of course, is never consistent unless you're playing like the Drytrons or the other crazy new ritual stuff that's going on, you know? So that's going to be pretty much it for the engine cards. And of course, the non-engine, this is why I think a big reason why this structure deck is so good. I mean, you get literally the best hand traps in the entire game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And a Called by the Grave just to play with 13 non-engine in a 40 card deck. It gets you ready to go, ready to play and compete with the big boys in the big leagues, guys. These are the best hand traps in the game by far, the most versatile, and ones that can get you to the most amount of nonsense, especially in today's metagame as well. Especially decks like Malice, you can go ahead and Effect Veiler Imperm the normal summon, gets you a lot of advantage. Or if you Ash Blossom or Veiler or Imperm the Duo Drive, or a perfectly timed Nib, the perfect best combo, of course, in any game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is going to be Veiler Nib or Imperm Nib, whichever one is going to be really good, just to go ahead and blow out their entire board. And then you OTK them with Blue Eyes, which is obviously what we are all here to do. That is going to be a 40 card deck for the main deck, guys. For the extra deck, this is where it gets a lot of fun because the deck gets you a perfect extra deck for you to start with. So we're going to start off with 3 copies of Spirit with Eyes of Blue, guys. This card is phenomenal. Really good card, and one that I highly recommend you guys play at 3. This guy gets you special summon. Whenever you special summon it for the first time, you get to go ahead and search out the Mausoleum of White from your deck, which obviously gets you that additional normal summon, plus gets you that Blue Eyes into the graveyard, which is going to be really good. You can also tribute this card to special summon a Blue Eyes monster from your hand or graveyard. And if you special summon an effect monster from the graveyard, it cannot attack and its effects are negated. But that's perfectly fine. We're primarily going to be summoning out the Blue Eyes White Dragon, so we don't care if it can, use its effects. Next, we play 3 copies of Heretic. Heraldic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres. This card is phenomenal. Really one of the most feared cards in the 10-pie deck strategy most recently, but obviously used in a lot of amazing decks like Dragon Link and a lot of really powerful dragon decks before. And the fact that we're getting this in the structure deck is absolutely just bananas. I think this alone, this and the hand traps alone get you the immediate value of the structure deck, and then getting an amazing deck to play with it as well is really, really good. But Heavenly Spheres is really good, especially if you are able to invest just a little bit more into the deck as well. Maybe getting like a Quakimeru Dragon in the event you want to have a good side deck pattern as well, or even a main deck Quakimeru would be really crazy as well. Really, really amazing card as well. Other cards I would probably recommend you guys pick up is probably like a Bestial Magnamut. Obviously, you want the Malice is probably going to be the worst matchup for this deck. And I'm probably hitting this a little bit too soon in the video, but I just want to get this out there since we're kind of on a topic. Malice is going to be a really bad matchup for the deck just because it banishes all of the blue eyes, and if all the blue eyes get banished, then it can't do that much. It's kind of like one of those earlier hero variants where you kind of have to rely on having the Neos. It kind of works a similar way, so you want to make sure that you're able to have those cards. So citing cards like Imperial Iron Wall, citing cards like Lancia, like Chaos Hunter, you know, these cards are going to be absolutely instrumental in making sure that you're able to collect those dubs and make sure that you are able to pick up a Quakimeru Dragon, which should be really inexpensive as well, as a fantastic side piece for you as well, side deck piece. For the synchros, 2 Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon and 2 of the Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon. Again, Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon is a crazy good card, pretty much giving the deck an Omni Negate, which is really, really needed. And Spirit Dragon is just an easy way to tag out, plus giving you graveyard effect negations, which is going to be really good in any format. Just having these 2 alone gives you so much advantage. Also, the blanket effect the Spirit Blue Eyes Dragon gets, Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon gets. You can't special summon more than 2 turns, more than 2 monsters at the same time, which is really good. So in the event you're going up against pendulums for whatever reason, obviously really good. But Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon, giving you that Omni Negate is something that a lot of decks just don't have nowadays. So having that is insanely powerful. And something that I think is really necessary is 3 copies of Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon and 2 copies of Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. So Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon is the card you're going to be equipping from the, I believe it was the Roar or the other spell card I mentioned earlier as well, or the, what's it called, the Wishes. So this card is really good because if it's in the graveyard, it's going to give you targeting protection, which obviously is really good, which is nice as well. Also, if you're able to summon this with 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons, you're going to be getting a lot of advantage from the Ultimate Fusion and also just a lot of attack power through this card as well. But why I like running 3 copies of the Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon is primarily because you have so much flexibility to make this card by needing just 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon and any dragon monster to go ahead and summon this guy out, and you get a lot of advantages by just making sure that you're able to have a target in your extract summon. Also, this guy can contact fuse himself by attributing 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon equipped with a fusion monster. So the second you equip this, you can slap this on the board, and you're good to go from there with having a 3400 attack beat stick on the board, and it's just really good because it gets this in the graveyard as well. So that is going to be it for the Blue Eyes Structure $35 technically deck profile, but this is just such an amazing product by Konami. It gives any type of budget players or even new players to the or newcomers or duelists who are coming back into the game just a great way to get started with the deck. I think it also comes with like a little guide if you want to learn how to play the deck. Like it comes with this little QR code that says like learn the basics of the Blue Eyes White Dragon, which you can go ahead and scan here if you guys want. But if you guys want to see any type of combo videos with this deck specifically, just using exclusively the structure deck cards, let me know in the comment section down below. I'll probably go ahead and do one regardless, just because I want people to understand how to play this deck. It's really it's a little intricate as far as learning the specific combos lines, different routes you can use, but once you guys get the hang of it, I guarantee you this deck alone, this $30 deck is good enough to top a regional right out the box. I guarantee it. And honestly, with the prices of the Primate cards, I don't think it's necessary to spend all that money, because it's over like $250, $300 for cards that aren't going to get you as much value. That's me personally speaking, but what do I know? So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe down below. I appreciate you guys for watching this long, and I will see y'all in the next one.